to get to some breaking news right now. We're going to New York right now, where we understand a verdict has been reached in the case of that embattled U.S. Senator Menendez. We are hearing from various reports that a guilty verdict has been reached. Let's right now listen into our breaking news coverage. Jessica Moore there in New York talking to her viewers. Let's listen in.
Has been found guilty by a jury of his peers of taking bribes paid in gold bars and in the form of a luxury car. FBI agents raided the Menendez home in June of 2022, uncovering over $480,000 in cash stuffed in envelopes and hidden inside closets. Menendez faced some of the most serious acts ever brought against a sitting senator, serious charges rather, including bribery and extortion, as well as acting as a foreign agent to benefit the governments of Qatar and Egypt. This is a live look now at the courthouse. We have team coverage set up for you this afternoon. We are expecting to hear from major players in this case. We will bring you those updates live on the air as soon as they are available. Joining us now, CBS News reporter Alice Gaynor, CBS News New York. She covers courts and crimes for us. Alice, what's it like outside the courthouse right now? This verdict just came down within the last couple of minutes.
Well, Jessica, we thought something might be up because the jury took their lunch early today, about an hour earlier. So that indicated to people they might be eating lunch and then they might be delivering their verdict. And in fact, that is what happened. They sent no notes this morning. I know you were just taking a live look behind me. That's the main entrance to the federal courthouse behind me. That is where Senator Bob Menendez comes and goes each day. And typically he does say something to the cameras, to the reporters. He's been saying he puts his faith in the jury and in God, and he hasn't seemed particularly tense or worried in the past couple of days. I'm told by reporters in the courtroom he had no expression when that verdict was read. Guilty on all counts. Jessica, this is a copy of the verdict sheet right here. It's about 4 pages long. We're still awaiting to hear the verdict for his other 2 co-defendants, Fred Davies, a real estate developer in New Jersey, and Wael Hanna. He's also a businessman from New Jersey. Just again, stunning. Guilty on all counts. Robert Menendez, first senator to be charged with a public official acting as a foreign agent. You know, some of those charges: conspiracy to commit bribery, conspiracy to commit honest services wire fraud, bribery actions to benefit Wael Hanna and Egypt. You know, it's interesting. The jury sent a total of about 4 notes since they began deliberations on Friday. Friday, they just wanted a charger for the laptop. Yesterday, the very first note they sent was they asked whether a not guilty verdict on a single count needed to be unanimous. The judge told them, of course, you need to be unanimous on all counts for all 3 defendants. It was hard to tell which defendant they might be talking about and which count. Again, we're waiting to hear the verdict for his other 2 defendants. We know Senator Bob Menendez has been found guilty on all counts by this jury. One of the other notes they sent yesterday, they just wanted to go outside and get some fresh air. The third note, they did want clarification on counts 11 through 12. And those counts, I want to read them to you. It sounds like they needed some help with bribery, actions to benefit Fred Davies and Qatar. Fred Davies, a businessman, a real estate developer out of New Jersey. You know, it was alleged that Davies gave Menendez and his then girlfriend, now wife, gold bars and cash in exchange for his political power. They say that Menendez intervened in a criminal prosecution against Davies and that he also introduced Davies to a member of the royal family in Qatar who then invested in his real estate project. Menendez, his attorney, this whole time has been saying there is no direct link to any alleged bribes. They have nothing. This is just a big story the prosecution made up. Prosecutors were saying, just look at the hundreds of text messages. Look at all of the emails. That is what they were telling the jury. This is a jury of 6 men, 6 women, very diverse. They range in age from about 27 years old to 68 years old. My colleague Lisa Rosner is standing at the side back entrance, hoping to speak with some of the jurors and make some more sense of the notes they sent. You know, they've been deliberating. They deliberated for a total of roughly 13 hours. Again, that ended today. Before 1 o'clock, they said they had a verdict, they had their lunch, and then they came in and said, yes, we have that verdict. It was read a short time ago. Again, I'm told by reporters in the courtroom that Senator Bob Menendez had no reaction. We know that he stepped down as the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. We know that fellow senators asked him to step down. He rebuffed that. He stayed in office. And even if he is sentenced and serving time in prison, he could still serve as senator, but he could also be expelled by other members. So we're waiting to see what happens with that. We know that his attorneys have indicated that should things not go their way, they were intending to appeal. My colleague Christine Sloan has been in the courtroom pretty much every day of this trial, so she's going to come join me as soon as she gets out of the courtroom. She has a wealth of knowledge. She's been covering Senator Menendez for years. He's stopped to talk to her a few times outside of the courthouse. Again, behind me, that is the front door. You can see members of the media and press and cameras gathered out there. We're waiting to see if any of the defendants will come outside and will in fact speak. Jessica?
Attorneys called it cherry-picked nonsense, of course. They were sort of defending, saying everything that he did was within the scope of being a sitting U.S. senator. And as you mentioned, Alice, he can still run. He wants to run as an independent. So let's see what happened. You and I have covered a lot of these cases. The jury can deliberate anywhere from a couple of hours to, a couple of weeks. They sent down notes that you mentioned earlier. What did that tell you when they asked the note about sort of all being of the same mind on the one charge?
Yeah, it's interesting, that note they sent, that first note that was yesterday morning, came in just after 11 a.m. It asked whether a not guilty verdict on a single count needed to be unanimous. Now, of course, again, there's 3 defendants in this case. We didn't know which count they were talking about, nor did we know which defendant they were referring to. This is a 4-page verdict sheet. There are 18 counts total. Senator Menendez charged with 16 of those counts. So it appeared they were stuck at least on one count. Maybe one person had doubt, maybe more than one person. But again, I'm still waiting to find out what the verdict was, in fact, for Weil Hanna and Fred Davies. Maybe that will shed some more light on that note. Jessica?
All right, Alice Gaynor, thank you.